Now, around the 1999-98, the club scene in New York City started dying down. Things started happening, and it wasn't the same aura, as you would want to call it, where we were working a lot. We weren't. It was just, we went down from, like, in the 70s doing 15 gigs a week to the 80s doing 5 gigs a week. Back in the 90s doing about 10 gigs a week, well, actually about 8 gigs a week, and working well. In a month we would probably do 20 something gigs in a month. And then all of a sudden, late 90s, the breaks. 1 gig a month, 1 gig a week, 2 gigs a week, 3 at the tops if you were doing well. And in 2000, Oscar and some other individuals that wanted to create a new sound, which was really an old sound. It was really the sound that established the salsa scene. Decided to do a band called Spanish Harlem Orchestra, and I had no clue. I had no idea what it was going to turn into. The only thing was that I went into the recording studio, recorded the CD, got paid, went directly to the bank and cashed the check, because I said, this thing is not going to work. This is the way I thought. I just got out of the 90s. The things were not happening. Salsa was not happening. Reggaeton was just coming into the scene. I said, dude, this is not going to work. Little did I know. In 2000, they never put the CD out. Something happened with the original record label. They held it in the shelf for about a year or so, and all of a sudden, 2001 came around, 9/11. I got to tell you, the worst time of my life. Not only was it the worst time of my life in American history, but the worst time for all of us, for everybody, for the world complete. But it was, the music business here in New York suffered a moment that I'd never seen it. It was at its worst. And I was going through a rough time period in my life. I was actually married, and I got divorced, and I ended up homeless, bankrupt, literally living in my car. And that is the honest to God truth. I will not lie to anybody. It's the honest to God. You get to hear a lot of artists say, "Oh, I was bankrupt. I was in the street. I didn't have anything to eat. I was eating out of a garbage can." Well, I wasn't eating out of a garbage can. I was eating my car. Okay, and what I was eating was Vienna sausages out of a can. Okay. I got fortunate enough to get hired for a job the day before they cut my cell phone. I guess it's the faith that I have in the man upstairs in God, because it was just the funniest coincidence that the day before they were going to cut my cell phone, I got a job, and it was paying me $500 a week. Now, if you live in New York City in the United States, $500 a week comes out to about $280 after taxes. I was paying $800 in rent in an apartment, so you do the math, what I had left for myself. Case in point is that I was going through a bad time, a really, really difficult time, where I actually got my apartment. I actually got the job, ended up getting my apartment, ended up, getting some money. They lent me some money. I did like maybe 1 or 2 gigs every 2 or 3 months, if it happened. And then Mr. Oscar Hernandez calls me up one day and says, Chino, we're going to start gigging with the band. I start hearing the tune on the radio, Llegó la Banda. I'm like, holy cow, I recorded that. And from that point on, I remember the first gig we did, we got paid, regular money still. It was like regular local money that we got. And all of a sudden he gives me this itinerary, and it shows a whole bunch of gigs that we were doing. We were actually going to Europe. We were doing a whole bunch of gigs in the States, and I said, I called up Oscar and I said, dude, is this for real? I mean, are we really gigging this much? Because it's just confirmed. And he says, everything that's confirmed is confirmed. It's a done deal. We're going to be gigging. And I can tell you right now, this is like May of 2002, if I'm not mistaken. And at May of 2002, I was ready to make about $40,000 a year of that year, about 40 grand. Okay, just in those gigs alone. This is just the beginning. So I made a conscious decision: $500 a week, $40,000, and I love doing what I love doing. And I went to my manager and I told her, "Sorry, sweetie, I gotta go. I want to play music." And it was the best decision I ever made in my whole entire life. I had no clue that Spanish Harlem was going to change this business to what it became, it's become now. And yeah, we're still striving, we're still struggling because again, reggaeton hit us hard and did their thing. But the thing that I've noticed is that salsa has always been there. It's always continued and will always continue to be there. It's never gotten. It was never taken out. Where you see other other genres of music, they phase out and eventually they're gone. They're no longer around. Salsa is still salsa. People dance. People love this music. It's just a natural thing. So you can hit us, I think, with a nuclear bomb, and we're still gonna be dancing. We're still gonna be playing. We love the music. The lesson that I learned was never to underestimate my music, because that music is so powerful and so incredible, and it's so vigorously impulsive. It'll make you dance even when you're at your lowest point in your life. I'm telling you, because it helped me. To bring a long story to a short point, we won the Grammy in 2004, nominated for a Grammy in 2002, I think, as well. Nominated for a Latin Grammy in 2005. 2 records that I recorded with Spanish Harlem were the 2 probably most memorable moments of my life as far as this business that I've been in over 30 years. And I thank Oscar Hernandez for that. Not to mention, it started a solo career for me, which I never thought I would get to do my own CD and to become the boss. And that's what Spanish Harlem is about. Spanish Harlem Orchestra is about. It's creating individual musicians to become individual players, and not only individual players, but to become leaders in their own right. And I'll always tell you this, even if you're a dancer, if you're a musician, if you're in whatever field you're in, to be a leader, you got to be a great follower. And to be a great follower, you got to have ears and just the heart to do what you want to do and do what you love. I'm telling you, because I've been doing what I love for the last 30 years. And at this point in my life, I'm the happiest man in the world. I might not be rich, I might not have all the money in the world, but when I get behind the timbales, I'm bigger than Bill Gates, Trump, you name them. I'm bigger than all of them, because I'm happy at what I do. Salsa brings me that happiness, and I hope it brings happiness to you. Take care, and I'll see you the next time around. Hopefully I'll see you soon.